Yo, what is up guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we've got another review on a prime icon. We've got prime icon Alessandro Del Piero. We're going to be going through the card, his details, stats, clips, summary, all that good stuff. Before we get into all of that, if I could ask you guys to please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell so you know when I upload, and comment down below who you'd like me to review next. This review did come from a comment that I'll pop up above my head. And without further ado, let's get into the video. So guys, this is the team that I used, prime Alessandro Del Piero, and I played him at the front of an attack in a 4-2-3-1, and I played him in the attacking mid. I switched him with Baggio at half-time to just give him that chance to play attacking midfield as well. And I have to say, first impressions of this card, guys, I love this card. This card is a fantastic playmaker, a great player just to use. I mean, his speed is a little low, but honestly, guys, I just loved using this card. But without further ado, let's get into the review. 5'9", medium work rates, right footed, 4-star moves, and 5-star weak foot. So the only thing that's wrong here with this card for me, guys, is the medium work rates. I would like that to be high medium or high low, but of course, I'm not going to complain too much, considering the return I got with him. 6 games played, 16 goals and 3 assists. This card was insane for me. Absolutely phenomenal return. Just loved using him. In terms of chemistry style, guys, I used the Catalyst chemistry style. I wanted to boost his pace, obviously, to give him that little bit of an edge. His shooting is fantastic, and so is his dribbling. So I wanted to give his passing another boost as well. Just give him that ability to play those really difficult passes as well. And he did it with great aplomb in there too. In terms of the key stats, guys, the key pros of this card: 95 finishing, 94 attack positioning, 93 composure. He finishes the ball so well, and guys, you're going to see that in some of the clips. It's just sensational what he does with the ball. In every opportunity I gave him, he put on a good effort on target most of the time as well, which was absolutely fantastic. In terms of the cons, guys, acceleration and sprint speed, of course, are low. You can try and remedy that a little bit, so it does help him out, but that's really the only con of this card that I could find, guys. I didn't find the agility that bad. I didn't find the balance that bad either. So really, that's the only cons I could pick out, was his speed. In terms of player traits, you've got finesse shot, playmaker, team player, and technical dribbler. So some nice traits there. The finesse shot trait on this card is overpowered, guys. It's absolutely sensational on this card. I absolutely loved using that finesse shot, just on the edge of the box, cutting in off that left hand side and firing it past the keeper, and you'll see he just floats it. He doesn't even need to smash it into the back of the net. Finally, the icon profile, I will leave this for you guys to read in your own time, and without further ado, we're going to get into some of the clips that I've got with him. So guys, getting into some of Alessandro Del Piero's clips now, and what you guys are going to see here is a lot of his dribbling, his amazing playmaking, and his brilliant finishing towards the end of these clips. Now, of course, he did score 16 goals in 6 games for me. Now, you'd think that would be a dominant part of his game. Absolutely not, guys. This best part of this guy's game is his playmaking. In general, I think Alessandro Del Piero is actually more suited to the attacking midfield position rather than the striker position. However, I did find him very competent and useful up at that striker spot. I think this card plays brilliantly no matter where you put him in that attacking lineup. Even if he was to be out wide, you would still use the same factors with him that you would in any other card. He just doesn't have the pace for any of these positions, but my oh my, does he have a lot of other stuff that goes well for him. Guys, in general, the first thing I'm going to take a guess on is his, a gander on, sorry, is his passing. Now, his passing is absolutely sensational. He really does pick out the right passes all the time, and with that catalyst applied to him as well, what I ended up getting was a person who's able to take set pieces very well, as you guys can see. Someone who can pass the ball in between the lines very well, someone who can play make very well, hold up the ball well, and lay the ball off for his teammates as well, to create easy chances. And that was really nice to have, guys, is that when you have a striker who can play with the ball as well, it just makes things a hell of a lot easier to use the card in general play. Now, the second thing I'm going to go into, guys, is what you're seeing right now, is that dribbling. His dribbling was sensational, guys. It was so tight and close control, and I don't really feel like the agility or the balance affected him that much. I felt like he retained the ball really well and kept his opponents away from it very well as well. I mean, there you guys can see he loses the ball but does win the penalty. Very susceptible to winning fouls as well because of how quickly you can move with this card. You can see there a lovely turn that I could do with him. Again here, trying to drive through the defense, a little burst of acceleration there, and a quick dribbling just a step away from the next man as well. Really, the agility was no problem for me at all. The final part of this card, which I'm going to get into, guys, before I go into the con of his speed, is his shooting. Now, guys, overall, I thought his shooting was sensational. A lot of these finishes that you're seeing where I missed, it's just generally poor finishing by me. But if we actually get into some of his goals, and when those clips do eventually roll around, what you guys are going to see is just sensational finishing. Now, guys, I have done reviews in the past where I've said that I'm judging a striker based on how they do the difficult things. Now, on a lot of these clips, it will not look like I'm doing difficult stuff with Alessandro Del Piero, and that's actually the beauty of this card, is that he makes things easy for you. I often, guys, didn't have to, you know, do an incredible run with him or do things with him that were absolutely insane because he was just in the right position at the right time. I mean, he pulls up that attacking positioning there and then just strikes it into the back of the net, and he makes things simple for you. Again, bursting to that back post, simple finish in there as well. And that was the story over and over again, guys, was once he gets past that last man, gets into that goal scoring position, it's always easy for him to finish, and that's what I loved about his shooting and attack positioning, guys. He was phenomenal at both of those. Finally, guys, we'll get into the one con, which is his pace. Now, I didn't notice it so much because he does have such great attack positioning and running. However, if you do try to run from deep with this card, and maybe that's why he might be better suited to striker, you will find that he will struggle to make those quick runs to take on the defense and really put some fear into your opponent. His attack positioning is probably the best thing about this card, and you maybe want to use him up front and lay plays off with him and play a faster attacking midfielder in behind him so that you're creating chances with your striker as well. Is the only thing I would say about this card, guys. His pace wasn't that noticeable for me. Again, there you can see a lovely run, but it is still a factor in using this player. In the final clip, guys, you guys are going to see a lovely move there, slipping past defenders easily with that fantastic dribbling, getting into the box and smashing it in. Guys, at the time of this review, Alessandro Del Piero is $790 on the PlayStation, $760 on the Xbox, and $970 on the PC. Guys, this card was sensational for me. The 5-star weak foot is really, really nice to have as well. And in terms of the key stats, his attack positioning and finishing are the big two for me that really, really do stand out well. I think his ball control is sensational as well, and that allows you just to maneuver in tight spaces and create chances for yourself as well. His set pieces are very good as well, guys, and that's something that's really handy to have. Because he's a small player, you wouldn't be using him on the set pieces up front on corners or free kicks, so you can use him to take those and give yourself a good delivery. It's something really nice to have as well. Guys, in terms of a recommended chemistry, I would always suggest something which is going to boost his pace. So for me, a Catalyst, it works really well because his passing isn't quite that elite level, but it brings his pace up and his passing up there, so you do really have an elite passer there as well. Of course, guys, you could apply a Hunter chemistry style, and all of a sudden you've still got great pace and even more lethal shooting. I don't think his shooting needs it though, guys. I think his shooting's phenomenal, and you can afford to boost other areas of this card. Maybe you would fancy boosting the dribbling of this card, and putting an artist on him would do that to the card. I mean, you would lose a lot in pace, but in terms of playing a number 10, especially with this card here, I think that would be a really good way to go as well. Guys, in terms of similar players now, he is very similar actually to Roberto Baggio in how they play. I think Del Piero is slightly quicker than Baggio and does a slightly better job of maneuvering in that midfield compared to him. However, I do feel like they are very similar. Maybe not this 89 Baggio, maybe the prime Baggio, because this 89 Baggio, whilst it's good, is no Del Piero in terms of shooting. That's the main difference as well between these two, is the shooting of Del Piero is sensational. I absolutely loved it. Finesse shots, shots from close, shots from far away, anything you want, this player will take it on and have a go at it. Finally, guys, in terms of linkability, of course, you have a bunch of links to icons there. Of course, one of them being the review coming after this, which will be Baggio. You've also got links to Cannavaro, Nesta, Baresi, Maldini, Zola. All those players you can link them into. Inzaghi, Vieri. There's so many Italian icons. Gattuso. That you've got a bunch of options, as well as Italian players like Freeze, Verratti, or Ciro Immobile's Team of the Year nominee. You do have some options in the Italian league, but of course they do weak link to every other player in the FIFA database. In terms of my recommendation, guy, for whether I would buy him, I think this card is sensational. I personally would use this card. I think this card is absolutely fantastic. And if you do purchase this card, you will not be disappointed. But guys, one thing I will say is be patient with the pace and the agility. You will need time to figure that out, to adjust to that. But when you do, it's very similar almost to a Dennis Bergkamp situation, where you have a lot of pace, not a lot of pace, and great dribbling, but kind of stuck in the mud dribbling. But if you get used to that dribbling, his ability and his ball control is sensational, and you just have fun with this card, especially at number 10 or at striker, wherever you choose to play him in your squad. That is it for this review. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, please do smash that like button. And until next time, I will see you all in a bit.